When God's servant speaks, the wise listen. Deuteronomy 18, verse 22.
Elohim, mighty God lives in us. God does nothing without revealing the events to come, how it will come, and the consequences of the coming event to his elects or to his favorites, who are his intercessors, his mediators, or his representatives between the visible world and the invisible world. Remember, nothing out of God's control will happen on this earth or to his elects without divine revelation from the celestial corridor, through the mouth of his servants by grace who are living here on earth. According to God's master plan for his children, wise man Daniel, through his mentor, senior prophet T.B. Joshua of the blessed memory, has been given the grace by God Almighty to see the events of tomorrow from the celestial corridor. If you could remember, people of God, that on the 31st of December 2023, God used our brother, our son, and our friend in the Lord, wise man Daniel, to prophesy about the events of now regarding the educational system within Nigeria, Africa, and the entire world. Now we are seeing the smoke. The real fire is still coming. Students be warned. Teachers be warned. Lecturers be warned. That is why God said this before it starts to unfold. These were his words.
When God's servant speaks, the wise listen. Deuteronomy 18, verse 22.
Number 9, the side effect of education. I remember in 50s, 60s, if you're a student, you know what it means. You value education, you're ready to die for this, ready to do this, ready to do that. But today, the reverse is the case. So that teachers will be careful in the class. There's a wind of spirits flowing in the lives of students. Now, this 2024. So teachers, lecturers, be very careful. Be very careful this year. Be very careful. Modern education will no longer be business as usual because the system is creating more agitation, anger, and provocation in the heart of youths all over the world. I see a mighty protest that is warming up among the youths, especially in Africa, that will lead to a situation where angry youths will start beating up teachers and setting schools ablaze because they feel that they have wasted many years in schools without achieving anything. At the end, this will affect many nations. Let us pray for our youth and the education system in our countries all over the world.
When God's servant speaks, the wise listen. Deuteronomy 18, verse 22.
I see a mighty protest that is warming up among the youths, especially in Africa, that will lead to a situation where angry youths will start beating up teachers and setting schools ablaze because they feel that they have wasted many years in schools without achieving anything.
Let's turn attention to Plateau State, where the recent sack of all heads of tertiary institutions has continued to generate reactions. Locals hosting the Plateau State University community and students of the institution have staged a protest over the sack of the Vice-Chancellor. Funam Joshua, our correspondent in Plateau State, reports.
These are students and locals from the Plateau State University community in Bokos local government area of Plateau State. They're out in this number to protest the sack of the institution's vice-chancellor by the state government. The state governor, through the office of the secretary to the state government, recently announced the immediate dissolution of the governing council of the Plateau State University, BOCOS. Although no reason was given for such action by the state government, the affected persons were advised to hand over all government property in their possession to the most senior officers in the various institutions. The protesters are out here carrying placards with different inscriptions to express their grievances about the development. They say the Vice-Chancellor has just spent 6 months in office against the 5-year tenure as stipulated by the National University Commission.
The entire members of the community, we are not happy with the action of the governor, and we are appealing so that the governor will reconsider the action he took so that he will return the VC to his office.
We cannot remove Vice Chancellor like this. He has to follow the prescribed law that established the university, the prescribed law that bring in the Vice Chancellor. The prescribed law prescribes that after 5 years, the Vice Chancellor will go.
He's a man that in any meeting, he will make sure that in any speech of his, he will remember the students. And then we believe that the government should bring him back for us so that we can continue and have a strong academic program.
The locals here, as well as the student community, are not happy with the development here in Plateau State University. From Joshua, TVC News, Bokos.
Students of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, have staged a peaceful protest over the hike in school fees and the policy of no school fees payment, no examination. Speaking with Rapid TV, some of the students decried the harsh policy by the management, stating that the current economic hardship is affecting them in different ways following the introduction of biometric by the school management.
The reason for this protest is our high increment of school fees. Our school fees have increased 3 times for a year now, and not all fingers are equal. Everybody cannot afford it. I have paid my school fees, but my colleagues cannot write the exam because they've not paid their school fees. This is not right. I cannot speak with my face open because of how the school management is. I will be picked or expelled from the school because I will show my face. Well, now, please, what we are pleading is, let them decrease our school fees or let us pay instrumentally. Either we pay instrumentally or let them decrease our school fees. Our 500 level students cannot write exam today because why? Some people don't have the money to pay the school fees. Imagine from the 1 to 500 level, you paid school fee for 4 years, and this is the last year of final year. What happens to clearance? So please, they are urging our VC, let him decrease our school fees or allow us to make instrumental payment.
How will I be a finalist? During my clearance, I'll pay everything, but yet they cancel my exam. After writing everything, they cancel my exam. Is that fair? After all my hard-earned reading, then I wake up around 2 a.m., read till 5 o'clock, went for the exam hall, I wrote on my exam, VC came inside the exam hall and cancelled everything. For what? Because I've not paid my school fees and I'm in my final year. This is the first time. This is the first time this is happening. I don't know why. This is the first time this is happening.
Regarding the protest, which resulted in the destruction and damaging of the school facilities, like the Students' Union Government Complex, burning of the abandoned school vehicles, attacking of banks in the school premises, the Dean Students Affairs, Professor Mark Nwosu, admitted that the protest was carried out by hoodlums and not the students who were about to sit for their examinations, stating that the students were expected to make their statutory payments before their examinations.
The point is that education is not free, isn't it? Because you had our facilities to be maintained. You want to write an exam with no materials, the exam materials that need to be provided. You also, exam environment, even where you're staying to read, you need, there has to be power. All those things are really needed. And then to have all those things, you need money to procure them. We know the cost of fuel this time around. The cost of everything has gone up. So if the university does not have money, we don't know what else to do. So the issue is that exam education is not free all over the world. There's no way it is free. In most cases, before you go into the school, you must have paid all your charges before you go in. They won't even allow you to go into the school until you have paid. So that's the issue. But yeah, you come in and they will give you time to pay up and then take your exams. So that's the issue. We'll try to get them to know what was their anger, but they couldn't even listen to anybody. At least we wanted to address them, to tell them so that to calm the situation, and then they tell them what we've been planning to do. But they didn't want to listen. So we took it that probably, maybe kind of sabotage somewhere, somehow. And then some hoodlums eventually took over the whole thing. Because I'm not sure our students did this. People who've been looking for maybe to destroy the things in this university, in one word or other. Those who don't like this university to exist, who are fighting against the university, maybe in one word or other, they used some hoodlums to come and I'm not sure our students did this.
Visiting the school premises a few hours after the security agencies had controlled the situation, the mayor of Ikwana local government area, Osinachi Nwaka, sought a roundtable discussion with the school management and the student union government, promising to get in touch with the vice chancellor.
I've always known the student of Michael Oba to be very law-abiding and very good people. It's a surprise to me. That means there might be much more than we are hearing. But being the mayor of Ikwana, I just came to see for myself and to appeal for peace and calm. None of my territory, no quarter should be in violence. And I want to talk to the student world. Let there be peace, let there be calm. I'm assuring that within the next 48 hours, I'm going to meet the VC and make sure this is resolved. I also want to appeal to this Dean of Student Union that they should hold on the school exam for now and appease the student, because if you say no school fees and no exam, the economy is wonderful and everybody knows what is biting everybody. So we need to come to a compromise, a negotiation. It's not something that violence or force can solve. I want to appeal to all stakeholders involved. Within the next 48 hours, let's remain calm until the root cause is given. And I also want to appeal to any other person attacking the school. Please, this is government properties. No matter the situation at hand, you shouldn't use violence. To be joy is better than to be war. And things are very, very pretty expensive. But I'm assuring you people, once I leave here, I'll try and trace and get to the VC and also appeal to the management of the school to take it easy with the students. I'm also talking to all the students. I wish I can get the SUG president and the ESCOs to tell them to calm down. Nobody will tolerate violence, but at the same time, we need to understand each other. Let there be peace. I'm calling for peace and calmness.
The road leading to Akwa Ibom State was blocked while business activities were halted during the protest. However, the school management has issued a statement of indefinite suspension of activities in the school until further notice. Moses Ben, reporting for Rapid TV, Umahia.
With education, Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, has suspended its academic activities indefinitely. This followed a protest by some students over the university's policy of no fees, no exams. Inena Gabriel reports.
People are with their OMRs, they don't rush outside, Jesus. They don't scatter exam hall like this. They don't scatter exam hall. See OMR with people.
The protest by some students started from this hall, disrupts ongoing examinations. The protesters claimed they were denied the opportunity to take their first semester examinations since they cannot pay their school fees. The action, which was said to have culminated into violence. The police had to shoot into the air to disperse the protesting students. This forced the management of the university to suspend its academic activities.
I don't know which of the students told you that school fees is causing problem, because school fees cannot be a problem. Let me put it that way. School fees cannot be a problem. Students were duly informed on time about the changes in these fees and the reasons why the fees were increased, if at all the increment is so large that they are feeling it is too high. But I don't think that any of them will claim that they were not aware. In a society like this, you definitely still see one or two people that will not meet up with what is expected of them. So I think this is just a case of a few people not meeting up with paying their school fees and all that.
The students were advised to vacate the premises for their safety. Meanwhile, authorities have been alerted to the situation and efforts are on top gear to restore peace on the campus.
I see a mighty protest that is warming up among the youths, especially in Africa, that will lead to a situation where angry youths will start beating up teachers and setting schools ablaze because they feel that they have wasted many years in schools without achieving anything.
الوثائق الإدارية كلشي يهزوه. هو اللي كنا ولادنا ما بغاش يقراو وراه مالي لا دار هو اللي ما بغاش يقرا ما بغاش الحمد لله. جرب الله يا ربي قاعدة كي ولات.
I see a mighty protest that is warming up among the youths, especially in Africa, that will lead to a situation where angry youths will start beating up teachers and setting schools ablaze because they feel that they have wasted many years in schools without achieving anything.
Forward.
Number 9, the side effect of education. I remember in 50s, 60s, if you're a student, you know what it means. You value education, you're ready to die for this, ready to do this, ready to do that. But today, the reverse is the case. So that teachers will be careful in the class. There's a wind of spirit flowing in the lives of students. Now, this 2024. So teachers, lecturers, be very careful. Be very careful this year. Be very careful. Modern education will no longer be business as usual because the system is creating more agitation, anger, and provocation in the heart of youths all over the world. I see a mighty protest that is warming up among the youths, especially in Africa, that will lead to a situation where angry youths will start beating up teachers and setting schools ablaze because they feel that they have wasted many years in schools without achieving anything. At the end, this will affect many nations. Let us pray for our youth and the education system in our countries all over the world.
When God's servant speaks, the wise listen. Deuteronomy 18, verse 22.
Well, still overseas, and thousands of students in Greece have rallied to protest the government's plan to introduce private universities. Students are concerned that the proposed reforms will devalue degrees from the country's public universities and will be exclusive to the wealthy. Universities are currently funded by the government and have been free for decades. The country says private universities would follow very strict academic standards.
Modern education will no longer be business as usual because the system is creating more agitation, anger, and provocation in the heart of youths all over the world.
Greek students have clashed with riot police during protests against a planned overhaul of the country's universities. The government believes the current system gives student groups too much influence over choosing directors and staff and even over exam grades. Critics say the reforms will damage academic disciplines less popular with employers.
Modern education will no longer be business as usual because the system is creating more agitation, anger, and provocation in the heart of youths all over the world.
ਅਲਗੋਮਾ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਕੈਂਪਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੱਡ ਚੀਨਵੀਂ ਠੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਆਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਰੋਸ ਪ੍ਰਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਥਿਤ ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਫੇਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਰੋਸ ਪ੍ਰਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰ ਸ਼ਾਨਦਾਰ ਹੋਏ ਸਨ। ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਥਿਤ ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਧੱਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਫੇਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।
So it's our orientation day today, and like it's very bad to see children like this. Like we are not expecting this on our orientation day. I mean, we can see our future. Like we will be also standing like that. Like and what is the future? Nothing. Like at least we don't expect these kind of things. Like it is a free country. This is Canada. I mean, we don't expect these kind of things after coming and paying such a filthy amount, and like we are standing over here. Like when we see students like this struggling a lot.
I see a mighty protest that is warming up among the youths, especially in Africa, that will lead to a situation where angry youths will start beating up teachers and setting schools ablaze because they feel that they have wasted many years in schools without achieving anything.
Developing now, dozens of students skipped classes today at Madison High School, part of an ongoing protest over a ban on cell phones.
Which, according to students, now includes pat-downs. Jason Miles is live outside of the school with more. And Jason, what's it like now as school dismissal is set to happen in about 30 minutes?
Yeah, pretty quiet right now. Buses and parents showing up. Dismissal at 4:30 here at Madison High School. But this morning, many kids showed up to school but didn't end up going inside. Relatively small compared to the entire student body, but this boycott was very vocal.
Well, this feels like a prison today.
Prompted by Madison High School's new cell phone ban.
They want to pat us down now.
We didn't see any pat downs, but could tell phones were being confiscated, part of a plan to cut down on disciplinary issues centered around cell phones, according to HISD.
One of the issues inside that they've decided to ignore.
The school shared this graphic on social media last night, saying that each grade would enter through different doors as of this morning.
At every entrance, there was at least 4 different district officers. People we've never seen at our school before, has never been here.
Senior Tavion Scott is headed to Tennessee State University next year, but not before trying to change things at his soon-to-be alma mater.
My short-term goal as of right now is I want our principal to listen. Not listen. I want him to actually hear us out. Because you can listen, but if you're not hearing what we actually have to say, it makes no difference.
All of this started last week when the cell phone ban first came up. I'm told things were fairly relaxed until today when some parents once again joined in.
I work for myself. I took off today and said I'm going to come out here with my 2 daughters and the rest of these beautiful students because for the simple fact, somebody has to stand up to what they're doing to James Madison.
A school where conflict may continue to erupt
We was in that meeting for 2 days.
over cell phones. And we got a statement today from Houston ISD that mirrored a statement sent to us earlier in the week. It stood by the cell phone ban here at Madison, but says that cell phones are allowed to be kept in backpacks and used in certain cases at other schools, but again, not here at Madison. Not at this time. You can read that full statement on KHOU.com. Reporting live from Madison High School on the far southwest side, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Students being very vocal there. Thank you so much, Jason.
When God's servant speaks, the wise listen. Deuteronomy 18, verse 22.
So my humble advice to you, why did I show this? So that, because I decided to show it because most students are warming up in Africa. They are warming up seriously. And some of them have put the name of some teachers on their black book. Please, simple. Gone are those days when you can boldly correct a student. Correct a student, know what I mean? Correct a student. The generation, when you can boldly correct a student, you know what I mean? Correct a student. Today, civilization has gone something else. So lecturers, be careful. Teachers, be careful. The kind of spirit that has possessed youths this time, students, only God will save us. Thank you.
Indeed, God does nothing without first revealing to his servants, as it was spoken by God through his servant Wiseman Daniel. So you can see it happening. And just as you have heard from Wiseman Daniel, let us keep praying for our educational systems. Keep praying for our students, our teachers, and our lecturers within Nigeria, Africa, and the entire world. Because in the spirit realm, things have fallen apart in the educational systems of the entire world. Remember the words of Wiseman Daniel, that more events will continue to unfold in relation to this prophecy as time passes by. May the Lord bless his words. Elohim, mighty God, lives in us. John 14:23.
Mighty God lives in us. Thank you for choosing to watch ElohimGlobal.tv, a newborn baby but mighty in the spirit. Thank you for joining us in beaming the everlasting light of hope to the world. Therefore, to get connected to ElohimGlobal.tv in your home now, here are the important step-by-step guide on how to search for ElohimGlobal.tv on your free-to-air decoder. Step 1. Before anything else, make sure you have the free-to-air decoder. Step 2. Take your free-to-air decoder remote and click on Menu. Go to Satellite Settings to add or scan ElohimGlobal.tv channel. Step 3. Input the scan details below. Satellite, Intelsat 20. Transponder, EF28K. Tuning frequency, 12562 MHz. Polarization, H horizontal. Symbol rate, 30.000 MSPS. Modulation, DVB-S2, QPSK. FEC 5/6. Step 4. Scan and save the newly added channel, ElohimGlobal.tv. Now, watch and enjoy. Keep watching ElohimGlobal.tv, beaming the everlasting light of hope to the world.
It's worth a fight. Don't turn your back to reality. We can make this land a better world.
Keep watching Elohim Global TV, beaming the everlasting light of hope to the world.
We want to alert all lovers and supporters of Wiseman Daniel Ministry and Everlasting Light of Hope International Ministry about a fake Facebook account operating in the name of Wiseman Daniel. Here are the fake Facebook accounts. Now, we want to officially introduce you to the real Facebook account belonging to Wiseman Daniel. Viewers all over the world, lovers and supporters of Wiseman Daniel Ministry, take time to note Wiseman Daniel official Facebook account because of the fraudsters parading themselves on Facebook today. Take note, especially those of you that comment each time Wiseman Daniel posts his videos. Wiseman Daniel does not prophesy at the comment section. Wiseman Daniel does not ask for money at the comment section. Wiseman Daniel does not ask you to donate money to any orphanage home at the comment section. Whatever that is not officially shown on Wiseman Daniel's YouTube account or other social media handles, They are from fraudsters. So, beware of fraudsters, so that you and them will not share equal punishment before God. God bless you. Elohim, mighty God lives in us. John 14:23.